Probably don't need to get this part, but whatever. Guess it doesn't matter. Okay, I always like preheat things before I just get straight into cooking. So when I'm ready, it's ready. Should I be looking at the camera? I was gonna act like I hang out with you or something. Act like I'm telling you this.
I think when you talk, you can.
Okay. Let's see this. Here's a fancy old knife. All right. Cool. Oh, it didn't tell me, I didn't look how much Roma tomatoes. Oh, no tomato? Oh, wow, okay. Maybe I don't need the tomatoes. I'll add them at the end, though. All right. So, what I'm going to do is I got to prep everything. I like to get a picture of everything we're going to need here. All right, so this is really like all that's to it. Not a lot, all right? So, besides the avocado, like on the side, this is really all we're gonna need today, which is pretty awesome.
What is it?
So we have peppers, all right? Peppers, you can do a green pepper if you prefer that. You can do all red pepper. You can, you can mix it up like I have. It really is just what you prefer, all right? And I'm not I like green pepper, but I like the colors of this today. And then I have a lime, garlic. I'm not going to need all this garlic. A red onion. I do recommend a red onion, but if you don't have a red onion, you can also do yellow onion, sweet onion, whatever onion you have. And then I have jalapeno, and I'm going to kick that in. I'm not going to put too much just because I don't want it to be too spicy for the kids. But the great thing about being the cook for your family is you get to cook how you like the food and what you're kind of craving. So that's the bonus of being the cook. All right.
So what are we making?
I am going to attempt these in honor of Taco Tuesday, making cactus tacos, okay? And like if I heard cactus tacos, I don't know what I would think. I'd be like, ew, really? Cactus tacos? I mean, but I think that we're going to change not only our own perspective, but everyone else's too. So I just cut out the middle of that, and then I de-hull or whatever you want to get. I get all the seeds out. I'm not too anal about getting all the seeds out because I really don't mind a couple extra seeds in there. But if you think things are easily spicy, then I would definitely remove remove the center of that, or remove all the seeds. It doesn't take that long. Like I don't spend a lot of time. Maybe that's why my food's kind of spicy. All right, so all of those are ready. And I did pre-rinse everything. All right, sometimes I'm guilty of not, but you really need to be pre-rinsing everything, especially if you're not buying organic or anything like that. So I'd recommend rinsing your fruit and veggies. All right, I'm just going to slice these. You can really slice this any way that you prefer, all right? You can slice it, dice it, kind of play around with what you're looking for, but I think today, for today's purpose, I'm going to leave them a little thicker, and I'm going to cut them into squares. So sometimes I go really thinly slice. I just play around with it. I kind of just feeling this though, and it's easy. And I'm using the whole. I'm using both, the whole entire pepper. So notice that, once I cut it, I can get rid of more of those seeds and still really like not waste a bunch of the pepper. Okay. So you're just going to do the same prep for all the peppers. Ooh, these are juicy. They keep squirting in my face. They'll always get that juicy lips. I feel like I need a margarita.
Yeah, you do.
Making tacos. Should come up with a good margarita recipe.
Tequila.
Fresh lime juice or something. With like LaCroix lime or something. I don't know. Play with it. And like when I post and when I joke around, when I say like these are the color, like sometimes I say these are the taste of the rainbow or colors of the rainbow, like it's no joke, because like when I'm doing this, like I'm looking at these colors and I'm like, dang, like there's a lot of colors, more so than when I've cooked in the past. But just for really being honest, like I've never cooked with cactus before. So I don't really know what to expect. So I'm going to do my best.
Tell the story, what happened with the lady?
Oh, when I was shopping? Well, number one, when I was shopping, one thing is, first you got to find a place that sells cactus, all right? If you're in Grand Rapids, I found these cactus, I don't even know what they're called, heads, spears, leaves at Horrocks, all right? So Horrocks had them, and you guys, one thing that I thought was, like, I was pumped, because usually when you buy specialty items like that, you think that they're going to be expensive, and they were, for 4 of these, they were under $2. I think it was like $1.19 or something, which when I was holding them, it reminded me back in the day, like how heavy and how much meat I would have, like a carne asada, like making tacos. And so like in carne asada meat's like expensive. You're at least spending like, for this size, probably like $16 for quality, decent carne asada. So just to, like, when people say it's too expensive, it really depends on like how you're shopping and what you're getting. If you're getting all the pre-made specialty stuff, you're right, it will seem expensive. But if you're shopping in the plant section, it's not more expensive. Okay, so how I'm going to cut these is the same way. And I'm actually a really big onion fan. And so you can use either 1/2 of the red onion. If you really like onion like I do, you can use the entire red onion, which I think I'm just going to go for. I'm going to take a look. Usually my ratio, I like to have at least 1/3 onion and then 2/3 of veggies. But I like a lot of onion. And think about it like if you like fajitas. I recommend just chopping and going for it all, though. And if you don't want it all, then you can save it for a different dish the next day.
Leftovers are always good.
Yeah. Well, especially when they're already prepared and chopped. Okay, but I like that ratio. I'm going to do the cactus last. I'm going to do just a little bit of the jalapeno. I always like, wow, that onion got my eyes. I always just chop off the head of the veggie all the time. Like you just saw me how I did. I went for the top part of the pepper. I just find that an easy way to start to like de-seed and de-hull the vegetable or the fruit without wasting a lot of it. So I'm not going to put a ton, but I do want some for flavoring. Jalapenos don't have to be hot, especially if you don't include any of the seeds, but they give a nice little kick. Like not a hot kick too. Do you think jalapenos are hot without the seeds?
Well, you've got me used to it, so
I know the kids think they're hot. The kids, they're my people I think about too. So you can always save like some fresh jalapeno for yourself, you know, on the side too, if you like a little more spicier. But I'm not going to add a ton because I don't want to scare my kids. But like, that's probably good. All right, I'm just going to cut the lime into a third. I'm going to slice it in half and then cut it into thirds because I want a little bit of fresh juice in my cactus tacos. This I'm just going to save for later. Obviously, I'm not going to throw that out. I'll put it towards the side right now. Okay. This garlic, we're not going to use all of it. I like fresh garlic. And when you go to the store, you probably, and like I do like time savers because garlic takes like, it's just a little bit longer, but nothing is better than fresh garlic. You know the ones that are already minced for you or chopped and they come in the jars and they're preserved. They don't taste as good. They don't bring up, and if you're going to use garlic, I recommend you go for it and really get the full flavors of fresh garlic. Just my 2 cents, but if you really do need a time crunch saver, whatever, go for those.
Is that a clove?
This is a clove.
Of garlic?
Yeah, some come in bigger, like, you know, some are littler. You can kind of see how I just take this apart. I'm going to use my knife to help.
You're peeling the skin back?
Peeling the skin. Yeah, because I'm going to mince this. Mince my garlic. And so, like, I want us to keep track, too, like, of how long this took me to prep.
Yeah, the time's going.
And I think prepping is, like, half the battle of cooking a good, like, that's what takes the longest, in my opinion. Once you have everything prepped and ready to go, then it's just about getting it cooked, which doesn't take that long, especially if you're cooking more plant-based, because plants do not need that long to cook. You really can't mess it up. There's like hair on my... Can you smell that? It smells good already. There's a lot of good benefits to garlic. I should start to learn.
You got 14 minutes right now.
Oh, see, prep takes a long time. This is a long, like, you know, you don't need to get everything on prep, you know? Just a couple highlights.
Oh yeah, but we'll keep it going.
Okay, whatever. I just think it's going to be a lot of footage, but we'll do. Oh, and you were asking about the cactus. Number one, like when you go to pick out the cactus, and I don't know if it's because not all of them are like this, but they're sharp. It got me, like a couple pokies got me. So I was like, what the heck?
So how are we supposed
So I'm just going to go and like remove them. I don't like, because I don't want those on there. Who wants to bite into something that's sharp, right? So I'm going to remove these. And obviously, like, I've never done this before. So if somebody is really savvy with cactus, you could correct me. But I just can tell like I need to remove them. Oh, I wonder if there's a better way to do this, but so, man. Oh, I don't know. Ouch. Fuck.
Stop it.
It got my finger, dude.
You cut towards you.
It wasn't my finger, it was the cactus. I'm gonna really rinse these off once I'm done too. I wonder if they're already, like, some of these are already prepared. See, look, cactus is in my finger. Maybe there's a better way to do this. Let me see. Let's see. We're gonna need that anyway. Okay. Let's see if this works a little better. I don't know. So definitely a safer tool than cutting. Oh, I do like this tool a lot better.
So what tool is that?
This is just like your, what do you call it?
Peeler?
Yeah, it's just like it's just like a potato peeler. And like this one is bomb because I don't know. My grandma got me this one here. So we definitely want to get all the pokiness out. I can imagine that would not feel good on the tongue. And I'm not kidding, I didn't know that you could eat cactus. Did you?
No, I mean, I knew it was a plant.
Okay, so now I'm gonna rinse this just so I can make sure that it's, you know, there's no, I just want to make sure. Who knows if that's what you're supposed to do, but it does look a lot cleaner than the other one. So you probably don't have to get me on all of these, cleaning this damn cactus out, but. Damn, these little books, you should fill one of these. I bet you can go to a place and they're like, they do this for you, just like you can buy the jackfruit already done.
Mm-hmm.
Because that jackfruit's like not fun to do either. Someone's cutting our grass. I hope I don't. Bloopers.
You get used to it, you know?
No, I don't mind if the bloopers show. I mean, if you get hit by a cactus, I don't feel good. So this is definitely the most time-consuming part of this dish. But I don't mind, you know, it's not the whole work.
Well, I imagine I'll get part of this process and I'll help prep. Just like the grapefruit.
Oh yeah, that would have been, yeah.
So right now, for those of you just joining, what are you doing right now? What are we making?
Cactus tacos for Taco Tuesday, my favorite day. And like my goal is to make a different taco every Tuesday. You know, just to make it fun. Obviously, I'm gonna have my favorite, but I'll duplicate those. Maybe change it up here and there, or just have it a different day. I think this is a good check to make sure you got everything. Is rinsing it under water, you know, and rubbing your hands, just so you can make sure that you're getting all those needles, or what are those, the cactus hairs off. Because like I said, I mean, I don't know. I imagine biting into a cactus does not feel very good. I one time ran into a cactus. It scarred my whole face. I had a scar coming down on my face. It was like in Arizona, and I just didn't see the cactus, ran right into it.
Ooh, no way.
Yeah.
So you're actually peeling the whole thing?
I'm kind of just not really peeling the whole thing. I'm really just going after the cactus. It reminds me of just like your hairs. What do your hairs come out of? The hair follicles. It's just like that. That's what it reminds me of. So I'm kind of more just going after that part. See, and kind of getting I kind of can feel that's, and it's the cool thing about this shredder. It's not just wasting all my product. It's just really going after those hairs or those follicles. And the biggest thing is, if you're like me, this is a lot safer. So I could see, you know, I'm crazy. I'm not the best with knife skills. You can see I didn't really waste a lot of product, but I don't like to waste. Obviously, I'm going to keep that jalapeno. But yeah. Okay. I think it's kind of slimy. Okay. So from there, I could take advantage of this right now.
What's this?
Actually, I'm going to wait. I don't like to add my garlic right away while it's cooking, just because I don't like to get burnt. So I'm going to put it to the side. All right. I'm going to slice this. It slices pretty easily. And I'm going to cut in those same squares, or similar to what I've already done with the peppers and the onion. I'm just going to create a big pile. If you haven't already, you want to make sure that your pan is on medium, medium heat. This is a little slimy, so just make sure you're careful when you're cutting, that your knife doesn't slip. Last head or leaf. I have a picture. I don't know what it is. All right. I'm gonna make my way over. Ooh, that looks so pretty. Wow, can you get a picture of that?
Sure can.
Wow, wow. What I also like is that it make a ton of mess in the kitchen. I like to clean when I'm doing this too, but it made a mess with my tomatoes. That's what it did. Okay, this is everything I'm keeping. If you don't like to make too much of a mess, dude, this wasn't too bad. So I would say about 20 minutes prep time? What do you think?
Yeah, you're right at 28 minutes, but I'm getting started right away.
I don't. I may do like a garlic tomato topping for this too, just to kick my own thing in there. Some marinated tomatoes. So a lot of times when I'm cooking, I kind of just make up ideas in my head. A lot of times when I'm cooking, I just come up with ideas in my head. But those colors are looking good in me, so I like the way that looks. And like I said, the major advantage of being the chef is you get to cook what you want. I'm gonna have ooh. Wow, do you have a papaya? It's good. Okay. I have some medium heat. I usually like some music. All right. What? Ugh. I'm not gonna like that.
Well, there's also a connection issue.
So olive oil, I use. You know what? Honestly, I could probably use better olive oil. This isn't the best. I gotta look into more to give you that. This is certified extra virgin. So I don't like to go too cheap on that because I know that matters. All right. I'm gonna put this all in here. Watch out for that splash. Ooh. I don't know about you, but the smells are already smelling. like bomb. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You smell it?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. This may be one of my prettiest dishes I've ever made. I don't know how long this is going to take, so I'm just going to put a timer of 10 minutes and assess it. Because I don't really know, and I want to be able to give you guys some guidance. And, you know, I'm just looking to, like, obviously get these softer. I have the oil going. I think the preheating was nice. I'm going to also, like, let it start to marinate in this lime juice a little bit. So I may decide to put a little bit more, depending on, like, the flavor. But right now I'm just putting about half a lime. Wow. I don't like when things are too big. Okay. And I'm just gonna let that cook for a little bit. In the meantime, when you're getting ready, you can get your avocados ready. You know, I'm gonna want some mashed avocados to go with this dish. So I'm gonna be prepping that while this is cooking. So while this is cooking, the biggest thing that saves me a lot of time, because I know a lot of people say that they can't, that they're too busy for something like this, is that I strategically think of like when things need to happen. So like the very first thing, I knew this needed to be hot. Then I knew I needed to prep everything in order to give it time to cook. And then lastly, I know that like all my little accessory, like my guac or anything else, is happening in between the time that it's cooking. Okay, so that's going. I have 2 avocados. And one of my key things for today, major time saver, is this does call for like spices, all right? Like you're gonna think of your typical spices that you would use for fajitas or tacos. Has a mama bear, and where I can save time as long as I'm not sacrificing quality, and at the same time, as long as I'm not like killing my budget, I find a product that works for me, and this is one of my go-tos, all right? It's Regaya? I have no idea, okay? You guys, I had the worst. I am terrible at pronouncing anything. Did I say it right? Anyways, it's Regaya. We're going to say that's what it is. Organics, all right? And if you're out there and you want to correct me, awesome. Cool. Please help me out. But I like this. It just says it's pure, simple, and clean. But make sure that like when you see that on an ingredient label, that you still go over and beyond and do your homework, because companies claim a lot of shit that's not true on ingredients. So I went down and I still take a look, and they do say that they're free from gluten, GMOs, toxic pesticides, fillers, chemicals, and that goes a long way with me. So then I look at here and it says it's all organic. It's organic paprika. So if you don't have this pack, all right, this is what you're gonna need: paprika, garlic, but I'm gonna put fresh garlic in mine, so you can omit your garlic powder for fresh garlic, organic onion, sea salt, organic black pepper. There is a little bit of cane sugar, oregano, chili pepper, cumin, and cayenne pepper. Like those are my go-to. So usually when I don't have this, I add all those spices together. I love cumin, I love cayenne pepper, everything that mixed together. So I just kind of use what I have that really fall within my like Mexican cuisine. All right. So avocados. All right, I already picked these out. These are a little, like if I'm being real with you guys, slightly a little harder than I like my avocados, all right? Like they probably honestly could go one more day, but I don't have one more day. So they're soft enough where I can make them work. But just a note when I go to cut these, all right? One of my biggest tips that I give, I always tell people like, I truly am an avocado snob. Somebody mentioned the other day, like, don't worry, the avocado turns a little brown. No bueno. I don't eat brown avocado at all. Like, I just can't, okay? But I love avocado, so I always eat it fresh. But the key thing is it has a little nub in here, and you're going to take out, so mine are already out because I take mine out before I before I purchase all the time. And if you see it green and clear in like a nice pretty green color, then that avocado is good for you. If you see that this is brown, chances are that you don't want the avocado. It is had its day, and unfortunately it's not the avocado you want to be bringing home. So make sure you check it out. And it only takes 2 seconds. Yes, I'm that lady like trying to reach and get it, but you know, I seldomly pick a bad avocado, so it works.
Let me get what you were looking at. What are you actually looking
This, making sure, yeah. I can tell these are slightly soft. So these are like, I love this stage because I know. So I always cut my avocado straight in half, and then I twist and pop. I never explained that before. But yeah, I just cut it straight down. The other day I saw somebody post about their avocado, and like this part, the outside was like very strong, pretty green. Now, that's awesome, but those are not ready to eat avocados at all. So if this is a green color, that means they're pretty, they're not ripe yet. So they'll be ripe in probably a week. All right. Then I work.
Can you tell a story about the lady in when you were picking avocado?
Yeah, one sec. Okay, so with this is kind of the most dangerous part of the avocado. Now, if this was perfectly the way I want it to be ripe, this seed should come right out, all right? But since I knew that these were slightly like right at the cuff of being needing one more day, I do use a knife and I stab directly in, but I always have another product like a paper towel or something, just securing it, making it safer, right? Always pointing the knife in the avocado.
Can't you scoop it out?
And popping it out. No, I don't. And then I just kind of hit it, and then I just hold it, right? So I do have a lot of safety. I don't know, maybe people don't think it's safe, but it works for me. So my avocado master isn't here, which is Jace. I need to get something.
Safety.
This thing is like a workout because it's heavy. But since I'm making avocado, I know most people don't have a masa bowl or whatever they're called. I do, and that's the luxury of having a bowl, is that I'm going to use mine. But by no means do you need a cool-ass bowl like this, all right? But dude, I bought this one time like from Costco. It was a long time ago. And when I saw it, I knew exactly it had to be mine. And like when people see this, it's like a wow factor. And I'll tell you why. It's like a big one, and it can fit a lot of guac in there. Which this thing is heavy as shit. And one time I thought I lost this, and all hell broke loose. Trust me. All right, so I'm gonna get a spoon because this is where a spoon does come in handy. Okay. This is usually Jace's job, all right, but I'm gonna do it for you since Jace is at school. So you're just gonna come here, scoop out the avocado. Like I said, this is a little riper than I normally like it, but that's okay. It's still pretty. And I've gotten my 6-year-old really good at this task. This is his. Would you say this is Jace's favorite snack?
Yeah, this is. And I love the way he says it too.
What does he say?
Like avocado or something.
He's our only kid that really likes avocado as much as I do. So I don't know what happened. My middle guy, Lane, doesn't like them at all. Maybe I overdone it with avocado. And it's such a shame because I cook with avocado so much. Poor kid. You know, you don't get to pick in our house. Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna leave that for a second like that. I will need more lime juice because my kids aren't home. I don't always put lime juice in my guacamole. Reason being is, for some reason, if you can eat it before you have to put lime juice in it, it's so much better to me. I don't mind lime juice at all. It helps preserve the color so it doesn't have that browning effect. It's why I'm gonna do it today, because we're not gonna be eating for another like hour. Okay, so that was 10 minutes. Let me check. Okay, so you can tell that these are getting really nice and soft and pretty still. So I can tell they probably need like another 10 minutes, but so after 10 minutes, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna throw in this garlic. So we're gonna mince some fresh garlic in here. Like I said, if you don't have fresh garlic, you can use powdered garlic.
What's that tool?
This is just a garlic mincer. To me, a garlic mincer is a must. So you don't need a lot of tools in your kitchen. And honestly, like, we don't have a lot of tools in our kitchen. I will someday, but right now I don't. Tools do make things a lot easier, especially, like if you have the right tool, it makes life a lot easier. But if you don't, that's okay, okay? So there was a time where I didn't have a garlic mincer, but they're not expensive. They're like 10 bucks. But if you don't have one, you're just going to chop it really finely, okay? You're going to chop your avocado. You're going to chop your garlic just really finely. And you don't need this. This just obviously makes life a lot easier. But you'll notice that I waste this product, right? So if I were cutting it, I wouldn't necessarily waste that product. I'm gonna let that, and then I'm gonna put in our seasoning pretty soon in a second. So I noticed that this this cactus really has like a little sliminess effect. When I was cutting it, I was noticing that. All right.
And as it heats up, it's noticing it more?
Yeah, I'm noticing that sliminess come out. So I'm just gonna put this entire packet. This would have been all my cumin, my fresh oregano, paprika, cayenne pepper, but I cheated. And you should too if you can find this or find something similar. I just want to mix that all in, let it cook, take on that flavor. And relatively, like you saw this meal, like this is really like the end of this. This is pretty easy. In my opinion, the only thing that was time consuming was getting the cactus prepared correctly for this dish. But other than that, like pretty easy and beautiful. Okay, since I have a little bit of time, I didn't finish the guac yet, because I don't need to yet. I will. I need fresh cilantro. I had all these tomatoes, and so I want to make like, I want to make something with it. Just like a little bit of a fresh like slaw, like a
Sauce?
no, just like a fresh like little like topper. Yeah, like if you want to use some, like if you want some fresh. So with these are just Roma tomatoes. I'm just gonna cut them. I don't need a ton, but you know, this is just something to throw in additional with these tacos today. If you like tomatoes, you want, you know, and I always like throwing additional things in my taco. So I cut the ends off of the tomato. I'm going to slicing down, and then I'm just cutting fine. What is that? This is something that I came up with in my head, so I'm probably going to throw in a little bit of fresh garlic with this as well. Okay. I think this is going to taste good. So I'm going to use a total of 4 tomatoes. I'm not going to use all of them, but I'm going to use 4. I also heard the better the knife, the better too. Be careful. If you're a professional chef, call me out for my food safety. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna learn. And they're probably like, oh, her thumb is exposed. It's like, this is straight up my style. Do you smell that?
Yeah.
Okay. So that was 4 tomatoes. Now they're all. I am going to throw in some cilantro. Some of my. So I really just need 1 jalapeno for this whole entire thing that I'm doing. And I like these really cut finely because I feel like sometimes people, they get overwhelmed and they get too big of a chunk of jalapeno. I don't, but I feel like you do. So I try to be considerate. I have some cilantro. I always keep cilantro on hand. This isn't my freshest, but I do use a lot. It's not like it's not fresh, but I do use a lot of cilantro. So I knew I had some, and then I just forgot to pick it up, and I wasn't planning on using any. But I'm going to go ahead and, I don't want that brown piece, okay? So make sure you get your best pieces. And I'm just going to cut this out. The best thing to deal with herbs is finding a good pair of kitchen scissors. If you don't like cilantro, you can use basil, you could use oregano, you could use parsley, you could use something else. I know some people do not like the taste of cilantro. Y'all are crazy in my opinion, but I cook a lot with this. So you can always switch it with any other thing that you like. I probably need more cilantro. Okay. Wow, when the kids walk in, we're gonna have food ready. Could you imagine walking into like just having food done for you, tacos ready from school?
Pretty amazing. It's 10 minutes.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, so after 10 minutes, actually that was pretty accurate time. You want to go ahead and reduce your heat to low, just keeping it warm. So it's really about 20 minutes, all right? I noticed that for everything and that was really getting it at the right texture and consistency. So 20 minutes, which gives you enough time to really like prep everything else. The guac, this thing that I didn't even know I was making. So I put two garlic cloves in here. I'm going to use some lime juice. I'm going to use a little for my guac, just because I don't want it to brown. I'm going to use the rest of it for... Okay. A little bit of just barely like, I have pink Himalayan salt. I'm not putting nothing really in my guacamole today because the guy and he's right. Once you know the flavors, and I'm not saying I don't love this, but once you know the flavors, you just appreciate guacamole and avocado tasting just like avocado. Like when he doesn't like salt, and most people like salt on their avocados, you know? This gives it that extra touch, and he's like, Mom, it's too salty. So I don't put I'm just putting today fresh lime juice and ground up black pepper. Keeping that there. I'm really impressed with my not making a huge mess. What? Wow. Okay, well, I think that this salad turned out really pretty. And this is also can be eaten with tortilla chips because I'm going to have tortilla chips as well. So I'm going to put it over here actually. And I also want to record this too. Like I want from start to finish. Like most importantly, like I'm also like cleaning and stuff too. So there's not like a lot of cleanup, which I think is nice for a lot of moms out there. Like we don't want like to cook a meal and then feel like, oh my gosh, like we still have like a 30-minute or hours worth of cleanup. So I really incorporate the time I cook with the time of cleaning during it as well. So I utilize that time where it's cooking or doing to clean up, which, you know, doesn't make me dread making a meal or, you know, afterwards where I have like, whoa, what just hit my kitchen? Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to just mash this. This is my last step. If you had a fork, you could do a fork. You can leave it chunky, or you can get it really fine. If I had a avocado that was a little more ripe, it would be a lot less work involved. But this is still going to taste really good. In fact, I feel like avocados like this that take a little more work, they taste better. But who doesn't want their job a little easier? This is straight up the real Mexican style. I mean, if you haven't got your workout today, and as you can see, like, this dish wasn't very expensive. I can definitely break down the price afterwards, but the peppers were like 10 for 10 or something like that, like $1 each, which is $3 because I used 3 different peppers. As I mentioned before, the cactus was like $1.19 for all of it. And then the red onion, I have no idea, you guys. I didn't pay attention, okay? The garlic I already had. The tomatoes, I use Roma tomatoes. I already had the cilantro. But all of those products in general are not very expensive. And I believe the avocados maybe were like 2 for $4 or something, right? So when I used 2 avocados. So you could really catch this meal, holy shit, like probably $10. I mean, that's pretty insane. The limes, honestly, you guys, I'll do the math. Like, but if it's not an expensive meal. So what I did as well, we're gonna talk about it. Now, listen, you guys remember, like, just like you guys have, we're mama bears and we want our kids to eat. And like sometimes, like, you know, my kids, just like everyone else's kids, they like sugar, all right? But I find a product that, as far as tacos, that I know that they're gonna eat, all right? I went to, you know, I don't really have a favorite brand, so to speak, when it comes to tortillas. There's definitely cleaner brands than this, all right? But this is what I picked up today for the flour tortillas. I like corn better, so I'm gonna be eating the corn. And overall, like Pete's asked me this before, what's healthier, the corn or the tortilla? And always at the end of the day, it's what's inside the ingredients, you know? So that's really what you have to look at. In my opinion, I like the corn. I feel, you know, there's less flour, and I like the taste of it better. So that's why I decide to go with corn usually. For this, you're also going to be topping with your favorite salsa. I have a couple salsas here. I like this. Okay, you're going to pick a clean salsa. I don't really... I like, number one, why I like this salsa in particular. I like green salsas a lot, and I think it's going to go great with this meal. This one is hot, so I did pick a more mild one, although this was medium. I hope it's not too hot for the boys, but they like red salsa better. But I like number one thing that I look for when I'm purchasing a salsa is that it's not loaded with sugar. So if it has sugar in the ingredients, and that's no bueno to me, and I'm not interested because I know that there's so many great salsas that out there that don't need sugar in them. Okay. And I also have lettuce if you want. We need lettuce. All right, we can actually put this thing together. One thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna heat up our tortillas quickly. I don't need that. You ready for a taco?
Oh, yeah. So I'm gonna try this out.
Kind of feel like I want a bigger plate. Okay. You want flour or the corn? One of each?
But what are you doing right now? What's this? Not a lot of people heat them up, so can you
I mean, I sometimes when I'm really lazy, just heat them up in the microwave. But like, you could put a little bit of oil, but I don't want any more oil in my food, so I'm just gonna heat it this way. And it just allows your taco to fold better and taste better. And I'm really excited to try these. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty freaking hungry right now. I skipped lunch. You want hot or mild? Or
I'm gonna sweat.
that's what I'm going for. Oh, I may have one already kind of open, actually. I told you guys I like this stuff. It reminds me of the green, I like green chilies, and there's a brand that really is like at Costco sells like this big jar of New Mexico green chilies, and it is phenomenal. And that's what that reminds me of. I need to go to Costco. I'm kind of impatient. You don't need to do this. But I'm really excited to try these cactuses.
Did you ever thought you'd be eating cactus?
No, I didn't, to be honest. And I bet a lot of people out there don't think that they would eat cactus. So I'm here to see how it tastes, to be honest. I don't know.
It certainly smells delicious.
What?
It smells incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, they remind me of like just green peppers.
Yeah. Here, let me make just one for now. So how I think I'm gonna do this is, I'm gonna need another spoon or fork. I'm gonna place that's a good amount. Ooh, that tortilla is still hot, so be careful. And for this one, I'm not going to put the tomato on it. I'll put a little. All right, you want to take a bite?
Oh, you got it.
I want the corn.
Oh, okay, we'll save it for later. I want to get you on. Like the wrong boy.
Okay, well, let me get a small plate.
It's me like that.
What?
Looks delicious. Kidding me?
So same thing. I'm gonna leave these a little open face because that's how corn tortillas are. Top with your favorite salsa. And no, I'm not gonna just eat one taco, so I'm eating myself too. I'm pretty pumped about this. All right.
No.
All right. Now I'm gonna try this.
Get a good view.
I mean, it's really hard to mess up a taco, in my opinion. But if you're looking for something different, and you want to feel like you want to make sure that you still want to have, like, man, this is good. Like, you don't have to sacrifice good foods, all right, and your favorite flavors. And you guys, this is bomb. Like, it's so good. I'll definitely make this again. I don't even notice that meat's not in there. I mean, listen, though, I've been eating plant-based for, what is it, Pete? Like 2 years almost? A year and a half, 2 years. So just keep in mind that the way I taste food, and someone who's been on doing this for a little bit and been off of meat for a while, we taste it a lot differently. So just keep that in mind, and let me know what you think of this. Wow, I gotta try one. We made it. Wow. Here.